There is probably no fighter who garners as much debate as the Pittsburgh Windmill, Harry Greb. In today's video, we dive into his career to figure out just how good was Harry Greb, the former undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Edward Henry Greb was born on June 6, 1894, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to German immigrant parents in a working-class, blue-collar household. Pittsburgh is a city known for having produced some of the greatest boxers in the sport's history. Greb stood 5 feet, 8 inches, with a 71-inch reach. He weighed anywhere between 160 and 170 pounds, even when fighting bigger men in higher weight classes. He is most associated with being a middleweight. Greb fought from 1913 through 1926. He is estimated to have fought around 300 fights, many ending in newspaper decisions, or outright no-decision bouts. For this video, we're going with BoxRec for his official fight tally. Greb had 108 wins, 8 losses, 3 draws, and 1 no contest, giving him a 95% win ratio. 49 of Greb's victories ended in knockout, giving him a 41% knockout ratio. Dubbed the Pittsburgh Windmill, Harry Greb possessed a relentless style that saw him swarm opponents with a barrage of shots from all angles, starting from the opening bell to the last. Many who faced him noted his incredible endurance and ability to absorb punches and keep fiercely fighting. Harry Greb may have the best resume the sport has ever seen. His list of fights reads like a who's who of the boxing Hall of Famers and all-time greats, something we will touch on more later in the video. On the contrary, Greb also has his fair share of detractors, especially amongst modern-day fans. This is in part due to the fact that there is no known video of Harry Greb in official action. This has led many to question his greatness. This, though, has been a common theme for fighters of the past with limited video availability. There seems to be confusion amongst fans between style and actual accomplishments. Regardless of a fighter's actual style, such shouldn't and does not detract from who the person actually beats in competition. Greb's style can best be summed up by another great fighter for whom Greb handed the only loss of his career, former undisputed heavyweight champion, Gene Tunney. He was never in one spot for more than half a second. All my punches were aimed and timed properly, but they always wound up hitting empty air. He'd jump in and out, slamming me with a left and whirling me around with his right, or the other way around. My arms were plastered with leather, and although I jabbed, hooked, and crossed, it was like fighting an octopus. After Hall of Famer Mike O'Dowd drew with Greb in 1918 in what was a KO-only title shot, Greb was unable to secure a rematch. Harry Greb's feats are a thing of legends. In 1919, Harry Greb went 45-0 in that year alone. Remarkable considering that many modern fighters seldom fight 45 times in their entire career these days. This 45-fight run is even more significant considering it included victories over Mike McTeague, Jeff Smith, Mike Gibbons, Billy Misk, Jacob Soldier Bartfield, Leo Florian Hawk 3 times, battling Levinsky 4 times and Bill Brennan 4 times. Each some of the most formidable boxers of their time who stack up against boxers of all eras. It wouldn't be until August 31, 1923, that Greb defeated Johnny Wilson to win the world middleweight title. Wilson had essentially avoided Greb for years before Greb was able to secure a shot. Even more remarkable, Greb was blind in one eye by this time due to his many battles. Greb faced 16 Hall of Famers during his career for a combined total of 48 times. This all took place in the midst of Greb himself being avoided for years when deserving of a middleweight title shot. Even heavyweight great Jack Dempsey and his team wanted no part of Greb in an official fight after sparring. The list of Hall of Famers Greb defeated is as follows. Jimmy Slattery. The Hoosier Bearcat Jack Dillon. Battling Levinsky. The St. Paul Thunderbolt Billy Misk. The St. Paul Cyclone Mike O'Dowd. The St. Paul Phantom Mike Gibbons. The Bayonne Globetrotter Jeff Smith. The Lancaster Thunderbolt Leo Florian Hawk. Kid Norfolk. Tommy Gibbons. The Fighting Marine Gene Tunney. The Phantom of Philly Tommy Loughran. Toy Bulldog Mickey Walker, Tiger Flowers, Slapsy Maxie Rosenblum, and Jack Blackburn, who entered the hall as a trainer but was a formidable fighter during his time as well. There is a newsreel that was recovered a few decades ago that at the very least captures Greb on video. In this scene you can see Greb showing his punching technique. Newsreels were common during the time and really a means for promoting the fight and capturing the fighters in training form. In another scene, we see Greb as he practices throwing punches in shadow box fashion while a trainer keeps time. It was always noted that Greb's style was unconventional, awkward, and unlike any other boxer of the time, which may play a major part in why he was so successful. Lastly, there is footage of Greb doing some mock sparring with light heavyweight great Philadelphia Jack O'Brien. This was clearly done as a means to appease the cameras as O'Brien was many years removed from the ring at the time. Each video is from around the time of Greb facing Toy Bulldog Mickey Walker, circa 1925. Greb has and will continue to be a man of much intrigue. Stylistically, he may not appease all who only base their opinions of him on the available newsreel footage. With a knockout ratio under 50%, Greb often had to outbox his opponents to get the win, which further adds to his overall effectiveness at his craft. This while oftentimes facing opponents much bigger than him. What can't be denied, though, is his mark in history and the accolades he achieved over the course of his career. Greb retired at the young age of 32 in August of 1926, following a defeat at the hands of Tiger Flowers in a bid to regain the middleweight title. Greb died on October 22, 1926, after complications from surgery meant to repair damage to his nose and respiratory tract after years of ring wars. At the end of the day, Greb's legend speaks for itself. It has been documented on numerous accounts in newspapers and articles that have stood the test of time. It is not foolhardy to consider Greb one of, if not the greatest fighter the sport of boxing has ever seen. Thanks for tuning in.